Hello, welcome to Yoga for Osteoporosis. So today's class is going to be for the osteoporosis student or the student that has osteoporosis, but is not new to yoga. So it'll be a little bit more of an intermediate level yoga with osteoporosis practice. But as always, if you need to take a break, modify something, maybe I don't give the modification, but you know something that works better for you, then please take it. And as always, please do not do anything that does not work for you. Okay. So blocks are really, you could definitely get away with one. I've got two here. You see I've got four. This is just for me when I transition to the different sides. Two at the most is all you will need. Sitting on a blanket, this just helps me with my back and hips a little bit. Can also be a nice knee cushion if you need it. Also a nice prop to have in Shavasana if you want it. And then the strap we will use at the end for that nice stretch and hip opener. That is good for us. Otherwise, you don't need a strap for anything else. So coming to a nice seat, and you want to grow tall in your trunk here. So envisioning from the tail to the crown that you're drawing up, you're in nice and tall. And ideally, you want the ears, shoulders, and hips to be in alignment. So if you're not perfect, just do the best you can. And also, we don't want to flatten out the lumbar spine. So you want to be able to keep your natural curvature there. So palms can be down. If you want something more grounding, a more grounding energy, they can be up to receive a little bit more energetic energy. Just kind of be where you need to be. And as you're here, go ahead and as you inhale through the nose, expand that rib cage. And slowly exhale. So when we expand the rib cage, we're going out to the side. It's very, very important to be able to expand that rib cage when you breathe. If you're really tight in your intercostal muscles, those muscles between the ribs, then it makes twisting from the thoracic very hard. And then it ends up dumping into the lumbar, which we don't want. So that cue that I often give when you're in a twist, twisting from length, if you cannot expand the rib cage, then you're too deep into your twist. There's a reason. And then from here, fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen, touching palms together. And just look up there for a moment. Could you reach just a little bit more? And then exhale, hands in the heart center. So creating an intention for your practice. What would you like to give or receive? Maybe you'd like to dedicate this practice to someone or something. Here in Central Kentucky at the time of this recording, we have a snow day. We're not closed, but we are having a snow day. And then once you have that set, inhale and reach. Good. And get a nice side bend over. Good. Really take the rib cage out and breathe and expand. Breathe into the rib cage. So I am a fan of occasional snow days, not weeks-long snow days. We have another snowstorm coming this weekend. We'll see what happens. And then from here, using your obliques, your side abs as best as you can, coming back up. And we will take that to the other side. Good. And nice long arm here. Really take that rib cage out. Breathe and expand. Notice the differences between one side and the other. Are you collapsing here? Could you open that up a little bit? And then using the obliques, coming all the way back up. Let's rotate. We're lifting from length. Good. Arms will come down. We're rolling shoulders back. Now again, you should be able to breathe and expand through the ribs here. You don't want any funny business or cranking happening in the low back or the lumbar. And then inhale and lift. Exhale, move through center. Inhale, taking those arms down, rolling the shoulders back, looking behind you. Breathing, expanding. And we'll lift and return to center. Let's go into some nice neck stretches here. So I'm going to let that chin come down to the chest. Good. I'm just thinking about lengthening the back of that neck. Letting gravity do some of this work. And then we'll come back to center. Good. From here, I'm going to look up. I really want the stretch right through here. And coming back to center, left ear, left shoulder. Really reaching through here so shoulders are grounded. And then if you want something just a little bit more, you can take your chin towards your armpit here. Notice if this shoulder wants to move forward. If it does, could you kind of, from right here, just kind of get it a light pressure going back just a little bit. And then we'll come up and come back to center. Same thing. Other side. Right ear, right shoulder. Relaxing the shoulder down, feeling that stretch right through here. And then when you're ready, and if it's safe for you to do so, you can take that chin towards the armpit. And again, if the shoulder wants to come forward a little bit, you can lightly just press here, taking it back. And then gently coming back up. Good. And then just look to the left and look to the right. From here, rolling the shoulders back. We're going to go into that box breathing. So a little bit more of a practice, just not just for the breath in general, but again, to work on those intercostal muscles. So when we twist, we can twist safer, okay? Which is important when you have osteoporosis. So zipping up nice and tall, we're going to box. Breathe. It's going to be 4, 4, 4, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold for 4. You can do this with the eyes open. You can do it with closed. If the Ujjayi pranayama is part of your practice, feel free to bring that in. Big exhale to prepare. And I'm actually going to take my hands on my heart for this one. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Return to normal breath. Good. And again, get any little movement here that would feel good to you. Remember, avoiding flexion, which is the roundedness, the forward folding here. Good. And then once you're ready, we're going to make it on our way to all fours here. All fours. So if you need that knee cushion, you can bring it in. Otherwise, now I don't have this out day 2, but if you're someone that has osteoporosis in the wrist, do be mindful here. There are also wedges that you can get that will lift up your the meaty part of the hand a little bit, so you're not completely weight bearing there. Some people can also do that with a folded blanket. It'll look kind of like this, maybe not folded quite as much, quite as high as that, but just know that that is available. So once you are where you need to be, knees are going to be slightly wider than hip width apart. Belly button is in, tops of the feet are down. I'm going to spread my fingers wide, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, pointer, and thumb. Now we're going to do a half cat-cow here. So we're not going to come into the cat because that's flexion, but we're going to go into some extension and neutral spine. So this is your neutral spine right here. Back is flat. I'm pushing the floor away from me. My belly button is in. From here, inhale on the cow. Chest comes forward, pelvis tilts back. Exhale, come back to neutral. Inhale, cow. Exhale, draw up and in back to neutral. Inhale, cow. Exhale, back to neutral. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, back to neutral. Now from here, if you need to come back for a moment, feel free to do so. Just keep a longer spine. So I'm not rounding, but I can come back and cupcake my fingertips here. Breathing and expanding. And then we're going to take this into opposite arm, opposite leg balance. So coming back to your nice table position. Good. Let's start by taking the right leg back. Oops. There you go. Pressing into the big toe and pinky toe mound. Maybe that hip drops slightly just so the pelvis is even and you can press back there. Elbows can have a slight bend to them. Breathing. Return to your intention here. And then from here, when you're ready, coming forward a little bit, be mindful when you lift. So if you're lifting and you're dipping here, we don't want that. We want to keep that nice neutral spine. So maybe that means you don't lift as high in the beginning, but come to yours. If that feels okay, then maybe left arm comes forward. Gaze is down. Taking your gaze down right here will also help you keep a more neutral spine. And then we'll take that down. Good. You can come back, long spine here, reaching, cupcaking. And then we'll take that to the other side. So come back to that nice form. Good. Left leg's going to come back. Good. Big toe, pinky toe mound, dropping that left hip slightly to even the pelvis and pressing back. Breathing here. Once you're ready, good. Coming forward, find the lift that suits your body, maybe with the right arm. Belly button is in. Breathing. And then we'll take that down. Come back and reach. We're going to do that again on each side. We'll move a little bit quicker this time because we're not going to do the stretch of the leg first. But once you're ready, coming back up. Good. So get your bearings. Right leg. Find your lift. Find your reach. Right hip can still dip just a little bit. Press out of the supporting shoulder. And then we'll take that down. We'll go right into the other side. Left leg comes back. Find the lift that's appropriate for your body. Find your reach. Breathe. Pressing out of the supporting shoulder. And taking that down. Good. Again, nice long back. Belly button is in. And then from here, once you're ready, we're going to make our way to a downward facing dog. So from here, if you're a taller person, you can take a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward. Otherwise, if you're shorter, stay where you are. I'm going to tuck my toes. Keeping a long back, I'm going to shift back. I'm pressing in and forward into my hands. I'm still rooting through knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. And then I'm going to really engage my abs as I lift my knees and lift my hips. Good. I'm going to let my head and neck be free. Keep a little bend in the knees here. Good. And go ahead and shake that head yes. Shake that head no. Shoulders are away from the ears, so they're protracted. Elbows are turning towards the ceiling. Good. Now, if you want to lift and lower, you can. The heels, that is. You can walk your dog. And you want your spine to be long here too. So if you've got a big hump around your shoulders, try pressing in and forward a little bit, and then try taking the chest just a little bit more towards the floor. But find your down dog. From this down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Again, keeping a long back. Good. You can step or walk your feet forward to meet your hands. I'm still keeping a nice long spine here. Come to your blocks if you can't touch the floor. Remember, there are 3 different heights. Customize them if you need them. Keeping bent knees, I'm going to inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Now, if you're a little bit more flexible, you can take them long, but keep a little bend in them for right now. Long spine, hands to floor, blocks, shins or thighs. Exhale, and we're going to bend the knees as we come down. We'll do that again. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Good. Now, especially for osteoporosis, you want to keep a long back when you come up. So if you're doing this rounding thing, you're going into flexion. Use your legs to help you. Press down into the floor. Make them take the load as you come all the way up with that nice flat back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, your mountain, your intention. All right, let's take a half sun salute here. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale, bending the knees as we fold, keeping that long spine. Coming to blocks if you need them. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Long spine. Exhale, and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet, long back as you rise. Coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, your mountain, your intention. All right, let's try a modified sun salute, and we'll do this one slow. So from here, we'll come up, inhale, exhale. We're going to bend those knees as we come down. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, nice long back. Exhale, and we'll bend and come down. Plant your hands, step back into a plank pose. Knees can be lifted or grounded here. Shoulders are over or behind the wrist. I'm protracted in the shoulders again, so I'm not hanging. Good. Belly button is in. Whole body is engaged here. Find length in that torso. Remember, we don't want that hump, that roundedness. And then from here, we're going to drop the knees if we're not already there. Good. Untuck the toes. Elbows turn forward. Good. Elbows bend straight back with control as we come belly down. Good. Now from here, I'm going to take my hands a little forward and to the side, rolling shoulders back. Everybody's back's going to be a little bit different here with the extension. So you stop where you need to stop. Maybe you press into the arms and the hands and just lift a little bit, looking forward. Energetically here, because you take your elbows more towards the body, even though they won't really move. And then some of you are going to come up a little higher because you're not crunching in the back or hanging in the shoulders. And then some of you will come a little bit higher or a little bit higher. Good. So again, we don't want this. If you can't stop doing this, you're not ready to be up high. And we don't want this, the hanging in the back. So be supported. And then from here, we're going to slowly lower that down. Good. And we'll wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Hands are under the shoulders. Good. Elbows are in. We're going to press up, long spine as you come back. Press in and forward into the mat. Lift the knees. Find that downward facing dog. Find your breath. Find intention. From your downward facing dog, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Long spine as much as you can. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. I just like using my blocks here. Good. Exhale, little bow, bending the knees. Long back, press into those feet and legs as we rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and tension. We'll do one more of those. We'll do it just a little bit quicker, but not too much quicker. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, bending the knees as we fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, nice long back. Exhale, and we'll bow. Good. Planting the hands, stepping back into your plank. Knees can be lifted or grounded. Good. From here, I'm going to lower the knees. My elbows are turned forward. Good. And then from here, maybe I come all the way down first. Maybe I just do a modified one. Good. And then again, in the way that's best for you with a long spine, take it back to your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk or step your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow, pressing through the feet, long back as we rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and tension. Good. Let's move right along here. Big inhale and we reach. Exhale, bend the knees and long spine as we fold down. I'm going to grab my blocks here. I'm going to lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. I'm going to set my right foot back. Good. Now from here, good, I've got my blocks right under my hands, right under my shoulders. Notice how I've got a nice long spine here. I'm not collapsing anywhere. My left hip is going to come back. And I'm just going to dip a little bit. Maybe you tap, maybe you don't go that far. And we'll go one more time. And then maybe we take that down. Good. Lengthen that torso. Find your length. Good. Belly button is in. Now watch this front here. You want your heel to be grounded. So if it's not, this foot needs to be more forward. Ideally, with time, your knee is over the ankle, but maybe yours is behind the ankle, and that's okay. And then from here, once you're ready, good. Right hand can come to a block or to the floor, finding your length again. And then we're going to open to the left. Good. Breathing here. My hips did not shift. And then from here, I'm going to take that hand back down. Good. I'm going to bring my blocks more forward. I'm going to plant my hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Front foot's going to step back. And then I'm going to come back down onto my knees. We're going to come into a dolphin pose here, dolphin. So we're going to do this one on the forearms. You can bring your blocks in here just like this. If coming to the floor is too deep, but we'll do this one in stages. So option one, knees are going to stay down. You can clasp the hands or keep them separated. I'm protracted in my shoulders. Head and neck are free. Okay. Option two, tucking the toes, lifting up. Spine stays long. Head and neck are free. Shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Return to that wonderful intention. And then from here, if your knees were lifted, let's take them back down. Good. From the forearms, we'll come back up. And then from here, find your downward facing dog. Good. From downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knee. Walk or step your feet forward to meet your hand. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold. Pressing through the feet, long back as we rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. Let's take that to the other side. Inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold, bending those knees as we fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. From here, planting the hands, stepping the left foot back now. Find that nice up runner. Good. So blocks can help. Find that length, long torso, long back. Good. And when you're ready, maybe we dip and lift and dip and stay. Good. So again, find it. Heel is down. Knee can be over or behind that ankle. Find your length here. Belly button is in. Good. Now, finding the length. Belly button is in. Left hand's going to be on the block or the floor. Not at the expense of getting everything out of alignment, though, and opening up. Breathing. When you're ready, we'll take that back down. Good. From here, good. I'm going to tuck the back toe. I'm going to lift up. I'm going to come back to my downward facing dog. And then from here again, I'm going to come to my knees. Now, last time we did a dolphin. This time we're going to do a forearm plank. So again, you can clasp the hands together or not. For my forearm plank, I like to have everything kind of nice and parallel here. So belly button is in. I'm pressing into my forearms, my hands, and my shoulders. So I'm not hanging down here. Good. And then when you're ready, you can take the knees back if you need a knee down version or lift them up. Whether your knees down or knees lifted, lengthen that torso again. And breathe here. Good. Nice wide through the collarbone. Big rib cage on those breaths. And then once you're ready, we're going to drop those knees. Good. This time, press back, long spine. Find that little child's pose. And then from here, coming forward, making your way into your downward facing dog. And then from here, good. Now I'm going to look forward. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to keep a bend in my knees and my back long as I come back into my feet. Now I'm pressing into my legs. I'm going to inhale, lift, and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend the knees as I bow. And we'll rise, pressing through the feet, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We'll take a field trip now to the top of our mat. So we're going to go into a standing series here. This will include Warrior 2, an extended side angle. So you may want to have a block handy for your extended side angle. And so then from here, I'm going to step my right leg back. Good. As I step it back, I want to be mindful. I want to keep a nice long back. Hip, knee, and toe are going to turn out 45-ish degrees. So kind of think about taking the back toe towards that front corner of your mat here. Good. This front knee can be bent or lengthened. It's more important for the back edge of the foot to be grounded than for the front knee to be lengthened or bent. So do what you need to do there. Good. I'm strong in my feet. Good. I'm going to take my front hip back. So my left hip, that's wrong. My front hip's going to come back. This is my front hip, my left hip, right hip's going to come forward. Belly button is in. And then I'm going to twist to the side and reach. Warrior 2 is very much a twist in that torso. Strong in the feet, strong in the legs. Breathing. And from here, while you're here, how could you be a little bit more at ease in the pose? How could you be a little bit more at ease in the breath? We'll lengthen the front leg. So we're going to go into lateral flexion here, taking it back. Good. Now you don't want to come too deep. So you're opening up the side here. And then once you're ready, good. Finding that Warrior 2. From your Warrior 2, pressing strongly through the back legs. You want to certainly get your legs on board here. We're zipped up in the front body. We're going to keep a long torso. So I'm just going to lengthen. Some of you are going to take a forearm to the thigh and then open up here from that length. Others are going to take your block outside of the foot. It's going to be easier than inside. This is a deeper rotation, so be mindful. Some of you might even be able to get your whole hand down, but not at the expense of keeping a long torso. Okay, so mindful movement. If going to the floor causes you to get a roundedness in the back and you have osteoporosis, that's not a good thing. Use your blocks. Bring the floor up to you. And then once you're ready, looking down at that front foot, I'm going to lengthen that front leg just to come up for transition. I'm going to bend that front knee. Back leg's going to step forward. Good. And we'll take that all to the other side. So from in here, and I think I'll just use that one. Good. Once you're ready, good. Now it's going to be your left leg that steps back. So I'm going to step it back. Good. And then I'm going to rotate. Hip, knee, and toe are going to turn out 45-ish degrees. My front hip, my right hip is going to come back just a little bit. So this hip's going to come a little bit more forward. I'm zipping up that front body, trying to keep my hips where they are. I'm going to rotate here. Maybe it's not a deep rotation, and that's okay. There's that old cue that's still out there about trying to make yourself fit between two panes of glass. Well, the human body wasn't made to fit between two panes of glass. That's a silly cue. Okay. Pressing through the back edge of the back foot. Lengthening that front knee at any time. With a bent knee or a lengthened front leg, we're going to come up. We're just opening a little bit, not too deep here. Belly button stays in. And once you're ready, good. Coming back, warrior two. And we're going to find that extended side angle. So pressing through the back edge of the back foot. Good. Here we go. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. Long back. When you can come no more, take a forearm. You can come to that block. Good. Outside is easier. Inside is a deeper rotation. Be mindful of that. Opening up. If you're taking the deeper rotation, careful not to crank into the low back where we're trying to protect. Belly button is in. And when you're ready, looking down at that front foot, good. You can lengthen that front leg just for a moment coming out of here. And then when you're ready, looking where you're going, bending that knee, stepping that front foot forward. Good. So now we're going to come down to the floor. So in the way that's best for you to come to the floor, you can. I will give you a little bit of a flow to come down to the knees though. So keep feet about hip width apart. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, we're going to bend those knees as we come down, long back. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, nice long spine. Exhale and we'll bend. And then from here, step back, one knee at a time. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, we will come to a seat. Now I'm going to bring my blanket back in here for this one. Then we'll take our legs out wide. Good. And you might have to take your tailbone back a little bit and the hip bones a little bit more forward. If you're really tight in the hamstrings, remember you can always put a little towel or a blanket under your knees here so that you don't have to think about keeping them slightly bent. Just know that that is always an option. Toes, knees, and hips are going to face you. And then from here, coming all the way up. This is a long hinge from the hip. We're going to keep the spine long here, coming forward. And then when you can come no more, you can take your hands down. Your gaze is going to be right in front of those fingertips. Okay. Now I'll show you that from a side view, just so you can see that, yes, the spine really is long here. Okay. We'll take that down right here. Now, if you're having trouble keeping a long spine here, think about taking that chest a little bit more forward. That will give you your length. Breathing. Belly button still stays in here to support the back. And even with this long spine, this is a long spine exercise, even if you don't have osteoporosis. A lot of people just round. But as your body becomes more open, you can walk your hands out just a little bit. If you notice the people that do this one right, that can take the chest all the way to the floor, they have a flat back while they're doing this, okay? And then once you're ready, good, we'll walk that back up. Let's go into a boat pose, Good. So I'm gonna come off of my blanket here. You are welcome to stay on. My boat is just a little bit more stable when I'm not on a blanket. So different things for different people. Good. Regardless of your boat, your back should be long. Okay. So you can take your hands back here. Chest is going to come forward. Good. You can be at a docked boat. You can be here, here, here. Okay. You can hold on, which is what I'm going to do today with any of those options. Okay. You can also let go if you're really strong. So really root into your sit bones. Notice if you tend to veer towards one side or the other, relaxing the shoulders. If I don't pay attention to my boat, I have a tendency to lean a little bit more to my left. That's my stronger side. So I have to kind of really think about my form when I'm here. Breathing. And then when you're ready, we'll take that down. Take the legs forward. Arms come up. Inhale, exhale, long spine. Lean forward. When you can come no more with the long spine, take the hands down. You may or may not be able to touch the feet. That's okay. You go to where you can go. And again, if you're having trouble keeping a longer back, think about taking the chest a little bit more forward. That'll give you your look. And when you're ready, we're going to come up from there. We're going to come onto our bellies for some prone work. So from here, just kind of get there in the way that you need to get there. Though we've already done some prone work in the beginning when we did, I don't want to spill my tea over there. When we did cobra, yep, that's prone because you were belly down. And we're going to do that again here. So now that you're a little bit looser maybe than you were in the beginning, let's try that again. So from here, you got hip or shoulders, elbows, hands are in alignment. I'm going to press into my forearms and my elbows as I lift. Good. And then from here, maybe taking that chest forward. So this is also called Sphinx. Okay. Actually, this is completely Sphinx. Cobra, your hands are closer to the shoulder. Good. So how high you take your Sphinx depends on your own body's abilities. Feet don't lift off the floor. Legs are about hip width apart. Belly button is in. No crunching through the low spine. Shoulders are down. And I'm looking straight ahead. Shoulders are relaxed. Energetically, taking your elbows a little bit more towards you, even though they're not moving on the mat. You know, that little engagement might not be for everyone, so be mindful of your own body's needs and limitations. And then from here, we'll take that down. Good. I'm going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We'll take this into a locust pose. A locust pose. The legs are going to stay hip width apart. Your arms are going to come along your sides. Palms can be up or down. That's going to be a personal preference for you. And we'll do this one in stages. So rolling the shoulders back, zipping up that front body. Maybe you lift, maybe you just lift the upper body. Okay. Maybe you choose just to lift the lower body. Be careful with that one. Maybe you choose to lift upper and lower together. Breathing. And then when you're ready, good, we'll take that down. Make that little recovery pillow with your hands. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And the way that's best for your body, we're going to come onto our backs now. So supine, coming onto your back supine. Grab your strap and any props that you are going to use for your Shavasana today. I would grab those as well, just so that they're there when you need them. And then once we're down here, taking the feet as wide as the mat, belly button is in, and just let yourself get a nice little windshield wiper here. Make sure the belly button is staying in. Your other hip will come up. And then once you're ready, we're going to grab our strap. Good. Let's take this into, or the right foot into the strap first. Right foot into the strap first. Good. So from here, find a grip that's appropriate. Your other leg too can also be long if your back can tolerate that. If not, keep a bend in the knee. Otherwise, you can bring this in towards the face, keeping a micro bend in the knee here. Being mindful that pain, numbness, tingling, burning are not normal sensations. So if you feel those, you want to back off until you do not. You can have my grip, or you can be closer to the foot. And when you're ready, we'll release both pieces of the strap into the right hand. Both hips are going to stay grounded. Belly button is in. Let that right leg go out to the right. Wiggle around here. Find your best spot. Maybe keeping your fingers on the left hip reminds you to keep it grounded. And we'll take that back up. Good. Switching hands. For this first part, just arc over 45-ish degrees. And then from there, you can kind of wiggle around, kind of finding your best spot. Not everybody's just directly across. And then from here, you choose, are you going to stay here, or are you going to take it over into the twist? If you take it over into the twist, you need to be able to hold your leg in line with the hip. So I'm going to scoot out a little bit from my wall. Good. And then I'm going to go over. Good. Shoulders stay grounded. Looking towards my right side. Belly button is in. Breathe and expand. No funny business or cranking should be happening through here. And when you're ready, we'll come back up. Good. I'm going to kind of reset myself a little bit here. Good. And we can just do a midair switcheroo. So again, your right knee can be bent. It can be extended long. Go where it's appropriate for your body. You've got a nice long leg here. Find the grip that supports you. You can be up higher. You can do my grip. Good. Keeping a micro bend in that knee. Breathing and expanding through that rib cage. Returning to that intention. One of my intentions is the coziness that comes with sipping on tea, cuddled up with a blanket, which I can't wait to do after I'm done teaching and coaching today. And we'll release. Both straps now into the left hand. Both hips will stay grounded. As you take that left leg out to the left, wiggle around to find your best spot. And when you're ready, we'll bring that back up. Good. Switching out the hands. Good. Now be mindful a little bit here when you start. Wiggle around to find your 45-ish degree, your optimal spot. And once you found that spot, you can choose to stay there, or you can choose to take it over into the twist, keeping leg right in line with the hip. Belly button stays in, left shoulder is grounded, looking to the left. And then we'll come back up. Good. Remove that foot from the strap. You can put your strap to the side. Bringing any props in here that would feel good to you right now. You can gently bring the knees into the chest if that would feel okay. Just make sure it's not real extreme. And then once you're ready, we'll find our Shavasana from here. Good. So you can let everything come long and flop open if your back's okay with that. If not, keep a bend in the knees. And then see if you can make yourself about 10% more comfortable here. And I will let you settle in, coming back to your intention and your breath. Taking some deeper breaths here if you can. Choosing stillness or taking head and neck from side to side. Maybe inviting movement of fingers and toes. Choosing stillness or gently taking knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded. Now, if you're practicing this and you don't have osteoporosis, you could take the C curve here. But if you do, keep the upper body grounded. And when you're ready, good. Releasing the feet. Legs are long in front of you, arms long behind you. Reaching and lengthening, maybe a full body stretch. Pointing and flexing through the feet and the hands. Twirling wrists and ankles. And then in the other direction. And whenever you're ready, bending in both knees. Rolling over to your right or left side, the side that's best for you. You can stay here as long as you need or want. And when you're ready, you can press yourself up to a comfortable seat where we started our practice. So now that I'm more open, I don't need to sit on a blanket, but it's okay if you still need to. So finding that nice tall spine. Returning to intention once more. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Touching those palms overhead. As you bring them down to heart center, stop those thumbs right at the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lip for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful, wonderful day, evening, week, month ahead. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.